ha ha ha, you have returned.
We're back.
Welcome back. This is a continuation from the last episode, where we start by talking about mobility aids.
I mentioned that we use wheelchairs.
Yeah.
There are a few other aids that we both use. I presume you do.
Go on.
I presume that you use. I will. Well, I'm in the process of, but I will use a hoist, which is like a kind of a crane. People would call it. You could call it that, which helps with transferring from my chair to my bed and from my bed to my chair.
Yeah.
This is also helpful for carers or for someone who's helping me with my transferring. So it's much better for the back, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And also a lift, because I can't use the stairs for obvious reasons. And I mean, there are other alternatives than a regular lift that you see practically anywhere you go. There are also stair lifts, but that doesn't work for me because I don't have the, how do you call it, like this upper body strength to be able to transfer myself from my chair to that stair lift if I would ever have one, but I can't, so it's a regular lift.
Cool. So I have two wheelchairs. We both have two wheelchairs.
Manual and electric.
Yeah.
Yes.
A manual wheelchair and a power chair. It's a common misconception, it's a power chair, not an electric chair, because it's not a form of execution.
That would be bad.
Exactly. It's a power chair. Yeah. So some people ask me why I have a power chair. My mum wants me to have a manual chair, which I understand. Keeps me fit. Otherwise, my muscle will just waste away. But a power chair really gives me independence. It gives me confidence as well, actually. Because you're in a bigger chair, you're still, there's that. But I guess because you're higher up slightly, as a wheelchair user, you're always looking at people's belly buttons and like other
or crotch.
Yeah,
or crotch.
That one. I've seen a lot of backsides, not voluntarily. So
basically.
So being a bit higher up, I get to see people's backs, which is nicer. But yeah, it also gives me confidence. It makes me more seen, and I'm less tired. Like, I hate to admit it, I'm really unfit. I struggle to get to the end of my road. That's how unfit I am.
You can't. I just road. I can only get out of my front door with my manual wheelchair.
Well, yeah, the power chair just gives me the ability.
When someone, especially a disabled person, if they are so used to a piece of equipment, we can't figure out a way around it without it. Because if someone took away my electric chair, I don't know how that would function as a human being.
Power chair.
Excuse me. A power chair. Like, I don't know how I would function without my power chair. Like, there's just no way anymore. Like, I've gotten so used to it. And I remember I was like, I don't want a power chair. Once I got it, a whole new world. Literally a whole new world. And I had to also kind of reprogram my brain in how much power do I need to use, as in, like, the speed. How do I open doors without crashing into them at full speed?
Have you heard of WizKids?
Yes.
I did WizKids for years. WizKids is a charity for disabled young people. I think it's either under the age of 21 or 25. and just teaches people how to use their wheelchairs.
I believe 25.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sounds about right. 25.
Yeah. I did it for years. I made some friends there when I was, I want to say 10. Well, from the ages of 6 to 10, because I did it for multiple years.
Wait, so was it something that you went to kind of understand how to use your chair?
Yeah, so learning things, how to do wheelies and opening doors and doing drop curbs and going down curbs and stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, I've heard of them. I think I used them when I was like 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of just like the basics of a manual chair.
Yeah.
But then obviously my mum, who, let's be honest, mums are very protective of their kids. Yeah. So my mum would not let me do like wheelies. She would not let me like drop down from the curb because she would get a heart attack every time I did it. So she was like, don't do that anymore. So, and I didn't want to scare her. So I was like, you know what, let's not do that. And also saying that, I've had a couple of incidents where I did fall out my chair in front of her. So you can tell how that solidified her fear.
Yeah.
Just that little bit more.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that was me when I was a bit older. I think it was the first time I fell out my chair. I was like 8, I would say.
That's the first time you fell out of your chair?
Yeah, when I was 8.
That's the first time.
That's the first time was 8. I remember that.
How is the first time? I'm sorry. The first time I fell out my chair, when I was about 5, and actually, I didn't fall out my chair so much as someone picked up my manual chair by the wheels.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That ever goes well. Do not do that.
Don't do that.
My cousin picked me up. I don't remember it, but my cousin picked me up by the wheels. She was mortified because I headbutted a brick step or something.
Why is it always us, disabled people, and brick walls? What is that about?
No, I've not just done brick
walls, benches, or poles. It's those 3.
I've not done, and I've only done brick wall once. But what I did, I was going down a bridge. There's a pedestrian bridge because they were replacing a main.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah, I was going down the bridge, and it's quite steep, and so I'm going down, and my dad's behind me. But because downhill I'm going faster, I'm in control. My dad jokingly says, "Don't crash at the end." And so me being silly was like, I'm going to crash, like to pretend, I'm going to crash.
And you did.
And I was messing about, and I didn't give myself enough time to actually slow down. And so I headbutted a metal box at the end of a bridge, just straight up, bang in my face. I must be going like 10, 15 miles an hour.
Traumatizing, I tell you, traumatizing. No, I think the second time.
Hang on, sorry. The other one I did, which is really brilliant. I am so proud of myself for this fall. Okay. So at a beach, there's like not promenades, but there's a slope where
I know where this is going.
This one was badly maintained. Okay, so it's steep and it's fun. Yeah. But there's 2 massive cracks. Now I'm not paying attention because my parents are like down on the beach. I'm watching them to see where they are and to go to them. And I look down and there's this massive crack. I'm going quite fast. I'm like, okay, I can jump over that. But I see the second crack. And there's no way I can avoid both. So I have to, in like half a split second, I have to go, right, do I want to fall and tip in the first crack or fall and tip in the second crack? Well, you know what? I'm going to fall anyway. I'll just fall. And so I just put my hands out and caught myself as I face plant to the ground. There's 2 elderly women behind me who are having flipping heart attacks. Meanwhile, I'm fine because in my head I've done all these calculations. I've gone, right, if I jump in for the first one, I can't do the second one. So
basically we're Inspector Gadgets. Just thinking of all the possible scenarios. You haven't seen it? Regardless. We just think of this like entire scenario, like we think of like 50 different scenarios
You have to, yeah.
in a split of 2 seconds if you want to live.
Oh yeah, particularly if you live in London, you have to work out where
Oh,
every
yeah.
single person is going.
Exactly.
Because if you miscalculate,
Exactly.
they are going. You're going driving to them, and it's your fault because they stopped in front of you.
Yes. This is why it astonishes me how you drive around with headphones in your ears. Like my mom always told me, never wear headphones when you're in a busy place because you can't hear, or like once you can't hear someone, there's no way you can see them.
Oh, so my eyes are everywhere. I'm watching everything.
No, the thing is, after a while of me knowing you, I know you know what's going on around you. But like the first few times, I was like, this boy's gonna get himself killed. One way or another, it's gonna happen, especially when you cross the road. I'm like, Jesus, help me.
Yeah, I'm very aware of my surroundings. I always have
you are, and I appreciate that.
Because you have to be as a wheelchair user because it's your fault if someone stops directly in front of you, giving you no time to stop. It's your fault.
Can I say something about someone saying it's your fault? When you got your chair, regardless, manual or electric, were you ever told drive into people and they'll move?
Oh,
I was told that for both of my chairs, for both times, like, if people are on your way, just drive into them. I'm like, I don't think you know how real life works, sir. Because, excuse you, alarm. Sorry.
My alarm went off at the same time. I don't know why.
I don't remember saying it either. Anyway, I always was told, just drive into people, and I'm like, I don't think you realize how real life works, because if you, God forbid, if you like scrape someone's ankle, it's like war. Like I remember, God bless my friend in primary school. Her name was, wait, let me not say her name. I want to say her letter, J. She would all, because we had to line up in alphabetical order of our register, right? She was in front of me. God bless her, right? Always in front of me. And whenever I was to move forward, I would accidentally, I always did this, I don't know why, I would accidentally tip my chair back just slightly, so my front was off the ground, right? And my foot plates would always rub against the ankle.
Ankles,
So every time she walked, every time we were to move from our line to go inside, my teacher was like, oh, do you want me to push you? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Tip my chair back and scrape my ankle. It got to the point where it was a routine, to the point where she didn't even feel it anymore. She was just like, you know what, it's just a part of everyday life. And here's the thing, when it came towards the end of our time in primary school, so year 6, I remember, I think it was like maybe the last term, I don't remember at what point, but we were going back inside and we came to the classroom, back inside, we were in the classroom, and someone was like, Jay, your ankle's bleeding. She looked behind her, she's like, oh, I didn't notice that. I'm like, I did that. I did that. I'm sorry. And it got to the point where she didn't feel it anymore. So when someone said, oh your ankle's bleeding, she did not even bat an eyelash anymore. I was like, God bless you. Seriously, it got that bad. Thank God we were that kind of friends where she didn't even yell at me, she didn't even scream anymore. I think when we first became friends, like, we were friends throughout the entire primary school. So the first 2 years, she'd always scream at me for that. And then just further on, she just stopped caring. And she was just like, I don't care at this point anymore. Do whatever you want. But no, she's a good friend. Even though I don't keep up contact with her anymore, but Also, we were meant to touch upon the whole friendship thing, where you said that you felt emotional with our current friend group, thinking that it's all for show. Now, I don't know if this is a case in your school. In my school, so in my secondary school, I mean, back then I didn't realize this until once the pandemic started, actually, where people were just with me for the show. Oh, I've got a disabled friend kind of show. And I kind of feel like that is like trauma that I've just gotten so used to, if that makes sense. So for any reason, if now we finish college and someone's like, oh, I don't want to be your friend anymore, trust me, I would not cry about it.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten so used to it. So the fact that our current group of friends that we're still talking with from college is still sticking around, I'm just like, in what kind of alternate universe am I in? Yeah. But to me, that's what it feels like. I'm the alternate.
Ultron.
Is that what?
Yeah.
That is alternate?
Yeah.
Alternate. Yeah. Alternate universe am I in that they're still sticking around? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I love our current friend group. I mean, like, I also feel like they're also the types of friends that constantly ask us, do we need help of some sort? Not in a way of, oh, I have to help
not
you.
Being patronizing.
Exactly. But also not feeling they have to. They just ask once in a while.
They ask because they're kind.
No, yeah, exactly. And it's not because they're in public, they have to ask. Because, you know, they're with a single person, that makes sense. Like, it's not full show, again, like I say, full show. And the whole full show thing, I think is just embedded into us so much that I didn't know if the people I met in college were being like genuine.
Yeah.
Like wanting to be my friend.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't really make a lot of friends in my first half of my first year. Because I kept myself to myself.
Yeah. So, guys, stick around for this series. Not sure where it's going to go. If you haven't listened to any of my radio shows, I should probably let you know I'm a very disorganized sort of person. I don't know what's going to happen until it's already happened. And sometimes it's already happened and I still don't know what's happened. So...
I'm the organizer. I'm mostly the organization person.
Apart from the fact he didn't do anything to organize this in the nicest possible way.
True. But, like, you know, now that I know how this is all going in terms of episodes and everything, like how we're doing things,
we've got a Google Docs file that we can just
we'll just go from that.
So yeah, it'll be episode 3, I think. We'll talk about transport issues, actual approaches. I'm not going to go into say which episode's which because it will probably change.
No, we're going to go not in order.
Yeah, who knows what will happen.
Yes.
I think one episode we'll talk about transport issues because there's a lot of transport issues. Another episode we will talk about, I don't know. We did some YouTube videos.
Something else I want to cover is maybe a representation of disabled people in the media.
Yes.
I know it's something that you love.
Yes.
And I love also. So I'm going to research some people. Oh, one more thing we want to cover. Yeah. Disability Pride.
Yes. Okay. How did we forget? Okay, so if you are listening to this when this comes out, it is, of course, the month of July. We've just had June, obviously, which is Pride Month for LGBT. In the nicest possible way, I'm done with LGBT. You can move aside. June is your month, right? Disability is July, okay? July is disability. It's all about, that's why we're doing this podcast basically now. We were going to do it in December for International Disability Day. Yeah, we were a bit...
Didn't work out.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
But yeah, July is Disability Pride Month. My brain won't control or delete me.
The two neurons are not connecting.
Yeah, it's like error 404. But yeah, Disability Pride Month is July.
Yes.
Do the words in the right order, it will make sense.
Carry on.
This is what happens when I get too excited.
Carry on.
Yeah, so that's why we're doing this podcast. Now we both have physical, visible disabilities. So we are going to be very biased, unfortunately. We're going to try not to be, but it's going to happen, unfortunately. We really want to hear from you, because as much as we're disabled, we're not the representation of every disability in the world, even if we have lots of disabilities.
I also kind of feel like if we have able-bodied people on the show as well.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
if you're like the partner of a disabled person, for example, then you can come on. We're not going to say how many episodes we're going to do.
We're not
We're not
promising.
going to do a scheduled thing, because the way my life is right now, yeah, everything's so unreliable right now. So, we look forward to seeing you for the next one. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Join us next
Thank
time
you.
on Ramped Up. I'm Joel Sprouse.
I'm Julia Schenker.
I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.